Hi, this is Mark, and put together a little screencast here that I'd like to share to go through the details of setting up Jetpack tiled galleries, Jetpack Carousel, and getting it to work right on most modern themes. So I've got a test post here put together for a Jetpack Gallery. It's not really very much, it's just some text and a note how to view the images. So let's go ahead and insert a gallery, and we'll create one here real quick. We'll create a gallery, choose some images. I have these here. Won't choose them all because there's no reason to put a duplicate in, but this should be enough to create a decent gallery. We'll create the gallery. I'm not going to worry about the SEO, titles, and alt tags and such. We don't have Jetpack activated yet. This video assumes that you have Jetpack installed and connected to your WordPress.com profile. And we will click attach these images to a media file. We'll update. And we'll see what a standard native Jetpack or a standard native WordPress gallery looks like. And there we are. We click on an image and it opens up into the full image. But in order to get back to the screen, you see you'll have to use the back arrow. So let's make some changes here with Jetpack. We'll go to Jetpack settings. And let's set the carousel to be active. Scroll on down here to tiled galleries. Okay, so we'll take a quick look at the carousel configuration. And we can choose white or black. You can choose to display every gallery that you have on your site as a tiled gallery, or you can do that on a case-by-case situation for each gallery. Because you might have some legacy galleries on a site or some galleries that you don't want Jetpack to use as tiled, I usually leave this unchecked. We'll save those changes. We'll go back to Jetpack settings, and we'll configure the tiled galleries. Scroll down. There's tiled galleries. Let's configure. And it's pretty much going to be the same options again. None of this really counts. It's asking us for the carousel, do we want white or black? And this same as well, display out. And I don't see any reason that that should have changed. So let's just leave it be. Now let's go back to edit the post. We'll edit the gallery. And we can see that these changes, let's refresh this so we have all of our options. Just a gallery. Now let's edit the gallery. And we can see now we will have more options. We have a tiled mosaic. There's also no reason to link it to the media file, so let's choose none. And thumbnail is a good size. So let's update the gallery and update the post. And refresh the post. And you can see now we have a tiled gallery, but it doesn't really fit the page. And the reason it doesn't fit the page is a lot of contemporary themes now have options to change the layout on every post. You can have the sidebars on the left, the sidebars on the right, sidebars both ways, left and right, or no sidebars at all. So Jetpack defaults to, I think, a 600 or 640, something like that about wide. And we need to find out how wide this container is for these for a page with no sidebars. So I have a plugin installed, or an add-on installed in Firefox called Firebug. And we'll inspect this with Firebug. Might as well give myself a little more room here, and that would allow you to see it as well. And we're waiting for the page to, there we go. So you can see we have a tile gallery, but we want to see how wide that is. So let's see if that shows. Oh, let's keep going up here. Choose a different space. There you go. Enter the div class for the let's go back up to the next thing. Oh, there. See the lavender? That's what we're looking for. And let's see if that's showing us. Now it shows us some padding. Next step up, you can see, I think this is about 1200 wide. And let's see if we're getting close. And let's keep going. Site enter. There it is, 1200 pixels wide for the site enter wrap. So let's go back to our plugins. And there's a really nice, simple, lightweight, effective plugin. I'm going to close this so we've got more screen. Called Custom Content Width that I install on virtually every WordPress site I do. Because so many of the themes that I use have that variability as far as the page layout on any page or every page. So I'm going to activate the Custom Content Width. And it's activated. You can download or install Custom Content Width on your WordPress-based site. It's in the repository. Just do plugins, add new, and search for Custom Content Width. Now let's go back and refresh media settings, and you'll see that there's a new option in here, and it has to do with Custom Content Width. And there's the 1200 pixels. If it had something else in, we would have to put in the 1200 pixels and save it. Now, since that's not part of the post directly, but more of the core, let's go ahead and refresh, and we should see a full width gallery. And we do. So we can click on an image, and there we are in the carousel. And we can scroll backwards or forwards. We can use a mouse. We can use touch for if you have a touch screen. This has the highest level of what's being called Google compliance for mobile devices. And there's a small X to close it. We can scroll up, and there we are. Let's take a look at it in one more format. We'll edit this gallery. And we'll look at an alternate. Here's the circles. Circles kind of gives you a kind of a retro or a googie or modern type look. It's kind of refreshing on some posts. Once again, the nice thing about Jetpack is on the galleries is you can have every gallery be different. And let's refresh. And there we are. Once again, the action of the carousel works the same way. So depending upon your material, you may or may not want. On the media screen, we had the option to include on the carousel setup the XF information. You can uncheck that box and this won't show. Let's close it. And those are the details of using Jetpack tiled galleries. I like it. I use it pretty much every day on some sites for my clients. It is nice because it doesn't get in the way of some really nice galleries that are included for portfolios, but you can add a gallery to a post, which makes the post much tighter, easier to read, and more engaging. Thanks. Please, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments of the post.